Buying or renting property in Italy, which is more advantageous? For me, this is actually a strange question, as owning your own property is owning your own property, and it's better to pay for mortgage than pay rent to someone for a lifetime. But many Italians don't think that way, and there are reasons for this. First, high initial costs. To buy an apartment, you need to have starting capital. Banks usually finance only from 70 to 80% of the property value, so the buyer must contribute from 10 to 30% of their own funds. Additionally, there are taxes, notary services, property appraisal approximately from 7 to 10% of the transaction amount, agency commission 3%, insurance and administrative fees. For example, for a property worth 200,000 euros, you need at least from 40 to 50,000 euros in cash. Second, bank requirements and income stability. Italian banks are very cautious about lending. They are willing to lend mainly to those with a permanent employment contract. People with temporary contracts, freelancers or self-employed individuals find it much more difficult. If you lose your job, repaying the mortgage could become a burden, and selling the property can be a long and expensive process. Third, owner's expenses. Renters only pay rent, utilities, and condominium fees, whereas property owners have additional expenses: property tax, if it's not the primary residence, payment for building repairs, major apartment renovations, maintenance, insurance, and bureaucracy in total. This can significantly increase the monthly financial burden. Fourth, flexibility and mobility. Renting offers freedom. It's easy to change your home, neighborhood, or even city. Thus, for young professionals or those unsure of their place of residence, renting is often more practical. Fifth, buying is advantageous if you have a stable income and permanent job. You plan to live there for at least 8-10 years. You have at least 25-30% of the property's value as your own capital. The property is located in an area with potential for value growth. What about freelancers or those with the Italian VAT number? It is possible to get a mortgage with an Italian VAT number, but it's harder than for salaried employees. Banks carefully check the last 2-3 tax returns, stability and type of activity. Professions with predictable income have an advantage. Credit history. The availability of a sufficient down payment, usually 30-40% of the property value. Conditions for freelancers. The maximum financial amount is 70% of the property value. The interest rate is often slightly higher. The loan term may be shorter. Your chances increase if you have a co-borrower with a fixed income. Some banks have special offers for self-employed professionals, but they also require at least 2-3 years of confirmed income. For example, I had a couple who wanted to apply for a mortgage. The husband owns a bar, and the wife worked for him. The bank, after assessing the risks, denied the loan, but I advise not to give up after one rejection. It's worth trying with other banks. For another client, we submitted applications to 12 banks and received approval for the loan with an initial deposit of 12%.